Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Gathering of the Bros. I am Esquivel. For those of you joining us for the first time today, I'm your host, as always. Welcome back.
So
and I'm joined.
Who have been listening.
Yes, our loyal listeners in the Discord, because you guys are great. As always, I'm joined by my good buddies, Leo Veritas. Say hello.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And the one, the only, is he going to interrupt me this time? Bulbasaur!
Wait, who's that? I don't get
Boba.
it. Hello, Boba. Wait, hold on. So, every other episode you say cohorts brothers for life, so you're not cohorts and brothers for life anymore?
Sure, you have.
You know what? It's just something that I say on a whim, and if I don't say it, then I just don't say it.
But
Say
that
it on
doesn't
a
make
whim
it.
for every episode.
That doesn't make it any less true.
Is it just something that you guys need to hear? Is that what it is?
I might need
Do
some
I need to call
affirmation.
you?
Yeah, I think so.
Cohorts.
You need to make sure
Brothers
that
for
I'm
life.
your brother for life.
Boobies. My God. You guys
What about
busting my balls all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
That's what we do
Welcome
best.
back, everybody, to another episode of Gathering of Bros. I'm so glad you guys are here to listen to us rant about random nerd things. Got a great episode planned for you guys. A lot of the same things we've been talking about, but a few new things. So be sure to contact us over our many forms of media that we partake in, and let us know your thoughts on anything that we discussed today. I especially want to hear from you guys on one of the shows we're going to talk about in a little bit. But without further ado, let's jump right in. So,
Boing, boing, boing,
Oof.
boing, boing.
I'd like to first talk about some Overwatch. Oh my gosh, he's talking about Overwatch. Yeah, it's been a while since I've talked about Overwatch, guys.
Overwatch is still a
and
thing?
I honestly just needed to take a break, and I'm right back in it. It sucked me back in, man. And I started watching my YouTube videos about, just the update. I never stopped watching them, to be honest. Like, I was constantly keeping updated. I missed an entire anniversary event, which is horrible because I missed all the skins that came out, and they were really good. And I messed up hardcore. I should have hopped on, but I was too busy playing Smash with these boneheads and watching a lot of anime. So now that I'm back in it, it's been nice getting back in the friend group with the squad. And unfortunately, I discovered that McCree, one of the gunslingers in the game, has been buffed so much that the game, for me in particular, being that I am a main of Wrecking Ball and Moira, my life is horrible in the game. It's god awful. If there's a McCree, I'm going to die. They buffed his how do you word it? His rate of fire. So if you look like a side by side of what he used to fire versus now, it's insane. And the crazy thing is that they had just got done buffing him like a month before. They increased the damage that is dealt when he fans the hammer. So he uses a revolver. So rapid fan the hammer.
Say that again? I missed that part.
He's ba 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 ba. Is that what you wanted to hear?
It wasn't as exciting as the last one.
I didn't want to give you
satisfied.
I didn't hear
the
I didn't hear the commitment in that one.
Yeah, I wasn't satisfied with that.
When you ask for commitment, you don't get commitment. You just kind of get it naturally. That's how it is. So, yeah, McCree is basically a killing machine, and I'm gonna have to learn how to work around it. But I can tell you right now that just like a couple days playing back in the game, it's been really aggravating. Yeah, more on that to come. super frustrated that they basically took a character and buffed him so much that it's changed the entire experience of the game. It's really frustrating, guys.
So are you taking
Yeah.
another break?
No, I'm not taking another break. In fact, what I've been doing is I play with you guys at nighttime. I get off. I go play Overwatch for maybe like 4 matches with my cousin. It usually takes about a half hour, and then I go to sleep. So it's been nice. It's been a nice little end the night with this type of thing, and it's about the time because my cousin, she's in high school and she's on summer vacation right now. She lives in Arkansas, so I get to play with her a little bit, and
That's cool.
it's pretty fun. Yeah, so she stays up late. I mean, it's when it's like 10 o'clock over here, it's like damn near 1 a.m. over there. So yeah,
I know that all too well.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, my friend. So it's been fun, and I'll keep you guys posted on how that's going. But so far, I'm enjoying being back in the game. So still, and my skill level has not decreased. I didn't play for like 2 months almost, and I'm still as good as I used to be. Like if not.
So you
better.
just said you kept dying. So does that mean you were trash?
Yeah, but not every character is
Not as trash. No.
You're playing against 6 people. So when you come up against the McCree, you're gonna die. But I'm still good against all the other characters that are playing in the game.
Can I insert something really random that has nothing to do with what you're talking about?
Yeah, no problem. Go for it.
I randomly just accidentally opened my Instagram on my phone because I was just trying to make sure my phone was on airplane mode. And I literally have a thing here from Power Rangers Now, which is the just Instagram thing that they post different Power Rangers updates. San Diego Comic-Con, they're going to have a Green Ranger Razor scooter that is going to be exclusive for San Diego Comic-Con.
So are you going to San Diego or something? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, but I just want to know why? Why would who's? Why
Let me
would
tell
you
you
make
this. Let me tell you. Why not?
I guess so. That has to be it.
Because when you want to do something different, but you don't have a lot of money, you go with
the Razor scooter.
Yeah.
I guess to anyone who wants to see a picture of this, to anyone who wants to see a picture of this Razor scooter, you should join our Discord. Link is in the description.
In the general.
Yes,
I see what you did there.
And link is in the description of this video and also in the bio of our Twitter. So check us out. Anyway, continue, Esk, with what you were saying.
So we're moving on from Overwatch. Not that you guys really care because you guys are lame.
About time.
We're going to talk a little bit about Cobra Kai. Now, I had mentioned the other day on our show that you guys were telling me to watch Death Note, which I still haven't watched. Suck it.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
It's
I
not
will
on
watch
animation,
it.
so I haven't gotten to it.
Yeah, it
should be on Netflix, I believe.
Is it on Netflix?
I believe
okay.
So.
Well, it's on my list of things to watch, so I'll get to it. I'm in the middle of something right now, but
Agreed.
I was watching Cobra Kai. I caught up. There's 2 seasons. Kind of sad that the 3rd season is going to be out mid next year sometime. So that's kind of a bummer. But hey, we're waiting for a lot of things. Final Fantasy VII. So I watched both seasons, and I have to tell you,
please tell me.
I was so impressed with the show. You guys, I would imagine, being human beings and Americans.
Nope. Definitely not human.
The Karate Kid.
I have seen The Karate Kid.
Yes. Maybe.
Okay. I was going to say, because if you haven't seen The Karate Kid, what the hell is wrong with you? That's what my response would have been.
Well, with
that's the same question my wife asked me.
There are several movies that, as an American red-blooded male, that every human being who fits that description should see.
Well, with my
Back to the Future,
uh-huh.
The Karate Kid, and Young Guns?
Never seen Young Guns.
You never seen Young Guns? Oh my god.
I don't think I have either.
Emilio Estevez.
Who?
You've never seen Young Guns?
I don't think I
Dude,
have.
you guys need Young Guns 2 was arguably better than the first one, but the first one like sets up the story, so it's like it's so you guys need to go see Young Guns.
I thought you were gonna say Godfather, because that's typically one of the ones that people always like throw out.
Oh yeah, but these are more like niche type of like for the era. Like they
what about
like The Godfather's like saying like a film student going, "Oh yeah, Citizen Kane, oh it's the best movie ever." Have you guys ever heard of Citizen Kane before?
I have heard.
I'm not sure what to take on what you just
I'm curious,
said and how you said
guys,
it.
Guys, if anybody got that kind of insider film student joke, because I was in communications and I studied film, Citizen Kane. If you got that, please let us know. Add us at Gathering of Bros on Twitter.
No. Don't let us know. Let him know.
I would love to know. You can add me on Twitter. I'm at Esquivel, ESKUHVEL on Twitter, but just at Gathering of Bros on Twitter and let us know. Yeah, I got that joke. Because I really am curious how many people know the Citizen Kane trope being like super film nerds always being like, oh, it's the best movie ever. You know? So
let me say with to finish my thought, because I know some people listen to this and go, I wish he would have just finished his thought. I have to edit things out all the time thinking I wish I would have finished or you would have finished the thought. Anyway, my thought was, with my upbringing, you know that Karate Kid was one of the movies that I watched. It's just because of the martial arts background.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
it's just
here, bud.
It's just one of the ones.
Yeah, but
it's not like
I don't know. I mean, didn't you do what'd you do? Taekwondo?
I did.
Yeah, you did Taekwondo. What did you do, Bulba?
American Karate, Hapkido, Arnis.
Oh, you did do karate.
Okinawan.
Okay, there you go. So, like I said, yeah, it makes more sense for you, Bulba, sure. But yeah, I'm glad you guys have both seen this movie, because it's an American classic, and you know, it's a student-teacher relationship that really harkens to the male spirit. I can't explain why, but it does. This young Italian kid moves here from Jersey to California, and you know, he's having a hard time. He's getting bullied and beat up, and he gets kind of taken in by his interesting Japanese neighbor who knows how to do karate. And he teaches him the ways of karate. And his name is Mr. Miyagi. And it's just their relationship together. He doesn't have a dad, right? Daniel.
Wait, are you trying to explain Karate Kid?
Yeah.
I'm sure if anyone here is listening, they've seen it.
Yeah, that's fine. But don't worry, I'm talking about Cobra Kai here. So you have to set up like.
I just asked you if you were talking about Karate Kid. Are you talking about Karate Kid or Cobra Kai?
I am, yes.
I'm confused.
I am talking about Karate Kid. Do you know what the show? Okay. I'm disappointed. Do you know what Cobra Kai is? The show?
Something that you're talking about?
Do you know it's based off of the movie Karate Kid?
I do now.
It's a continuation. Oh, okay. So this whole time I assumed that you understood this, but I guess
no, because I've never watched it.
It is what it is. I mean, my boy Leo over here has definitely heard of Cobra Kai because he doesn't live in a bubble. But
mostly because movies and like waiting to watch a movie, they would show it as a like preview thing before the movie starts. With
Cobra Kai is a show that is produced on YouTube. It's a YouTube original, right? And it's actually really well done. I was really surprised. And it's based on the movie series, I guess, of Karate Kid. And it's set way in the future.
Are we talking about the old Karate Kid or the new Karate Kid?
The old Karate Kid, not the freaking Will Smith's son Karate Kid and Jackie Chan. The original Karate Kid, Daniel-san. So this set way in the future, i.e. today, and they're adults now, and they're, you know, either really successful or not, and you get to see where they are now. And I don't want to give anything away because I really want to encourage you guys to take a look. It's pretty good. And if you guys are subscribers of YouTube Red, you can watch it on YouTube. I hate ads, so I get YouTube Red with a friend of mine, and we like share the account, and then I go a whole year without ads, and I can watch the show. I have to tell you guys, I was just so impressed by the nostalgia level, but it wasn't overbearing. Because, sometimes you get too much nostalgia. They keep hitting the same tone and hitting the same tone. It's like, stop. It's too much. This was perfect. I had no issues with this at all. Because they perfectly merge new content and new characters and their development with things that we had already known that had happened from the original movies. You guys remember the main villain? I guess he's kind of a villain. Antagonist from the first Karate Kid is Johnny, right? The blonde kid.
Yes.
So he's essentially the new protagonist. He's the main character of this series. Now, not to say that Daniel's not in it. He is. Ralph Macchio's, he's in it a lot. I'd say he's one of the main characters, but I think the main character is Johnny, who's played by, I can't remember, Billy Zabka. Have you guys ever seen How I Met Your Mother? That show?
Of course.
So How I Met Your Mother, Billy Zabka plays a part in that show because Barney is a huge fan of Billy Zabka, and he always saw the Karate Kid in a completely different way, that Daniel was the bad guy and that Johnny was the good guy. Well, essentially, that's kind of what we get here, where you get finally the perspective of everything that happened in the events of Karate Kid, but from Johnny and how he kind of saw everything, how he saw this kid come in and move on his girl and start messing with him, and all he was doing was retaliating to everything that Daniel was doing, because it all goes back to the motto of Cobra Kai, which is strike first, strike hard, no mercy. So, and that's pretty much describing like how he was influenced to respond to everything that Daniel was doing. So in a way, you kind of look at it and you're like, yeah, I guess that's reasonable. And even though it still makes him a jerk, like you can understand finally why he did the things that he did. I would recommend you guys definitely take a look at the show. It's really fun. Two full seasons in, the character development's really good. It's not super kiddie, but there's it's the same age group that Daniel was when he was in the original Karate Kid. It's like a high schooler, under 18. Karate competition. So you do get Daniel's kids and, like new students that are involved, but there's still like an adult aspect where you have Johnny and Daniel kind of like feuding. It's pretty great. You guys should check it out. I would like to know from our listeners what you guys think of the show, if you've seen it or if your interests have been piqued now that we've discussed it here. I know that I was really holding off on it for a while, and then I was watching or listening to rather Collider Live, the Collider YouTube channel, and they interviewed Ralph Macchio. He came on and he talked about the show, and they were just raving about it. And he said, "Dude, if you guys haven't seen the show, what are you doing? If you're listening to this right now and you haven't seen Cobra Kai, you need to go watch the show. It's amazing." So, yeah, definitely give it a shot, guys. You guys think you're going to watch it, Leo?
I might take a look at it. I really have been, just for our anime section, and also because I love anime, I've been really watching anime a lot, and also trying to play Smash and be better at Smash. So if I could fit it into my schedule, I'll probably check it out.
Sweet. Bulb, are you samesies? Okay, I want to make sure, like, I've at least piqued your guys' interest.
Needs to make sure we're maybe gonna watch it. That's all he wanted.
Maybe, I'll be okay with it. Maybe it's like I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it if you watch it. It's pretty good. So, and the fight scenes are pretty great too. But let's move on. Before I pass it over to Leo, I want to talk a little bit about some Spider-Man stuff. So,
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
So, how do I want to set this up? So I was watching a YouTube video, and they're talking about how long can Tom Holland be Spider-Man realistically? And they were saying, well, if you look at all the current Marvel heroes, they all had about 3 movies and then participated in the joint collaborations in Avengers, and I think it came out to about 6 movies total, including their own 3. So you get, for example, Captain America: The First Avenger, Winter Soldier, Civil War, and then he was in Avengers. He was in Age of Ultron, Endgame, and Infinity War. That's what, 7? So 7 total. But 3 of those movies were his own, like, title movies. So, if we go by that logic, Spider-Man has already had 1 movie. He's got a second movie coming out in a couple weeks here in July, which I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty pumped for that movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it.
I'm stoked for this movie. So, if we follow this logic, he has 1 more movie after, and then he'll participate in whatever Avengers movies take place in the next phase. Because I don't know if you guys heard, this next Spider-Man movie, So Far From Home, is the last movie in the Phase 3 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yes, I do know that.
Bulba.
I know that now.
You know it now. All right. So we're moving into Phase 4. This movie marks the end of Phase 3, and going by the logic, he gets 1 more movie after this, and then another 3. I don't think that would be enough, though. I want to see so much more from Spider-Man. And I heard somebody from Collider say he thinks because they casted such a young Spider-Man, they set it up so that they could have a lot more films with him as Spider-Man. And if you think of all the villains that they need to set up for him, if they're going to really do Tom Holland and his Spider-Man justice, like, you have to set up all the main villains. You guys realize what that would mean as far as evil team up, right?
How do you mean?
What's the evil team up that Spider-Man has to deal with? Do you know?
Rhino, Vulture, Electro, and somebody else. Can't remember.
Kingpin? I'm not sure who specifically you're fishing for.
Venom,
Goblin?
There's been different iterations of this combo. It's the Sinister Six.
Oh, duh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I had a brain for it. Okay.
So they have to set up the Sinister Six.
I had a few of them.
So far we have the Vulture.
We're getting Mysterio. Right?
We're getting Mysterio. Hopefully we get another Doc Ock, which is kind of sad for me because, believe it or not, the Doc Ock that we got in Spider-Man 2 was so good.
I would have to
agree.
Freaking good. He was a good
he was so good. It's going to be really hard to top that. But we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Marvel's casting is very good, so I'm sure that they'll get someone.
Honestly,
let
me before we move forward, let me run this casting recommendation by you. What about Paul Giamatti?
I could see that. Wasn't he?
He was the Rhino.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't he Rhino
in the other Spider-Man movie? But he was only in the movie like 3 minutes tops at the very end of the movie.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, I could see him maybe on that one.
They have to set up. I mean, there's a lot of different possibilities that they can throw into the Sinister Six because there's been different variations. Scorpion, Chameleon is a possibility. Let's see. Oh, and Green Goblin is important. So the Sinister Six is going to require multiple movies. So we're looking at least, including the one that's about to come out, another 3 movies. That would be 5 movies total. That's just his name title movies, in addition to all the other movies that he's going to be involved in as far as Avengers titles. So my question to you guys, now that I've kind of put all this together, what do you guys think about that? Would you guys be stoked for that much Spider-Man? Is it even possible that we can get that much Spider-Man?
I would be so stoked. Spider-Man has been like my favorite.
I absolutely agree, and I think that he is a lot of people's favorites, just as he is mine and yours, Bulba. So I think it's totally workable. I think what's going to happen in Far From Home is obviously
Give me your take.
He's getting over. Thank you. He's getting over the loss of Tony, but he's also going to take up, I think, that role. He's going to take that responsibility on. So I think because we are without a Tony, and I'm not just talking Iron Man, I'm talking Tony, I think that the way that they're going to kind of move forward into the next phase, I think that Spider-Man is literally going to be a pillar. So I think that everything in the MCU is going to kind of run through him.
I think it'd be a smart move for sure. And if you think about the Iron Man movies and how that developed, like there was a time when they were trying to recruit him to the Avengers Initiative and he didn't want to do it. He didn't work well with others. Mm-hmm. So it's reasonable to assume that even though what I think is going to happen is Fury's going to sit here and try and, convince Spider-Man that he needs to step up and be part of the Avengers. But realistically, dude's still in high school. He ain't ready. Like, he still needs to become the Spider-Man who can do that. So right. I think what they're doing is they're planting the seed for him to, over the next course of movies that he goes through, develop further into a independent Spider-Man that, doesn't really rely, because Peter Parker's freaking smart. He's hella smart. He works for Dr. Connors, who's a lizard. Like he got that internship with Oscorp. Like he's freaking smart, dude. Like he can do so many things that Tony was capable of doing. And I want to see him almost like follow in Tony's footsteps, because Tony was a genius. Tony was a super genius even when he was a kid. If you remember in the 2008 Iron Man movie, there was a couple scenes where there was like a magazine about being this boy wonder who was so freaking smart, taking over his dad's company. Like I want to see Peter become almost a mirror image of what Tony became. You know what I mean?
So more or less kind of what I'm saying, which is the way, definitely. Yeah, the way that they're going to kind of frame it is they're going to push Peter in that direction. They're going to give him the light.
I think it's going to take time.
Right. They're going to give him that push so that he goes from going down a separate path to becoming, like I said, a pillar.
But wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
If we're going to do that push simultaneously with building his own franchise, which is most likely going to lead to, fingers crossed, a Sinister Six movie?
Now, when you say Sinister Six, which Sinister Six are you referring to? Because I know there's multiple.
Well, it depends on who they set up.
Who would you think would be the best?
Okay. So far, we have
got Vulture and Mysterio right now.
Mysterio and Vulture are like really big parts. They're almost always in the Sinister Six. Okay.
Right.
You got to have Doc Ock. You have to 100% have Doc Ock. Okay. You have to 100% have Green Goblin. Now, the other ones can be kind of toss-ups. So, Scorpion, I think, would be interesting, considering his relationship with J. Jonah Jameson. And I really
want... Goblin, or was it Hobgoblin?
Green Goblin.
Because
It
I've looked
there
up
are different.
all the Sinister Sixes, and I
There's
think
different
only
iterations.
one has had green.
There's like I said, there's different iterations. There's one version. The original had green, and then the Hobgoblin got the gang back together. So I think,
And we just don't know what the MCU.
we have no
gonna
idea
be.
where they're going to take it.
Yeah,
But I think for sure having Scorpion involved would be something that I would want, because I want to see J. Jonah Jameson. I hate to say it because J. Jonah Jameson's an asshole, but he's so fun to freaking watch. Like, if you think back to You're Fired, like, that J. Jonah Jameson in the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, dude, it was so good. Like, he was so amusing.
he was definitely J. Jonah Jameson. Like,
He was perfect.
Yeah, he was literally.
I wish
perfect
they
for
could
that
bring
role.
him back.
Oh,
He's getting old though. That's the problem. He's doing the State Farm.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's the State Farm guy now.
But yeah, I don't know if we're ever gonna get one as good as him. But I really do like J. Jonah Jameson. He's one of my favorite characters in the Spider-Man universe. He's super amusing, and I think he's constantly pushing Peter to be better, and especially with his he's got a vendetta against masked heroes, and I like their banter, like Spider-Man is such a smartass, and he always says like the funniest crap to J. Jonah Jameson. And if you bring in J. Jonah Jameson, a great opportunity to have him and Spider-Man riff off of each other is if you get the Matt Gargan Scorpion come in and go after J. Jonah Jameson like he does in the comics, and Spider-Man's got to save him. Like, it's freaking genius. You gotta do that. So Scorpion, and then now this is a tough one because filling that extra spot, you could do Electro. People are kind of like, for lack of a better term, burnt after what happened in The Amazing Spider-Man. But you could also do the Chameleon. And I think the Chameleon would be interesting with the S.H.I.E.L.D. presence in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, because he is a counter spy who has shape-shifting capability. They have room to play with. And Kraven the Hunter is another one. That would be an interesting thing to set up too, because Kraven is sort of tied in with Morbius. Oh man, there's so much you can do.
Yeah, Morbius, Living Vampire.
I know whatever they do is going to be amazing. Now, let's take a quick detour before we move on. The Venom movies with Tom Hardy. There's going to be a second Venom movie. Did you guys see
Carnage.
Venom?
I need Carnage. That's what I need.
You saw Bulba, did you see Venom?
Oh, hell yeah.
Leo, you saw Venom?
Venom is like my favorite, I don't want to call him a villain because he's not technically a villain at all times.
Anti-hero.
Yeah. Well,
he's mostly a
more
villain,
of an
but sometimes
anti-hero,
he's good.
or anti-villain, I guess.
Yeah, anti-villain. That's perfect.
Yeah, that would be a better
Leo,
description.
you saw Venom, Leo?
I haven't seen Venom. Don't crucify me for it.
Oh, bro, dude, you gotta see it.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
Here's the
it
deal.
honestly is on my list of things to watch.
Everyone talked so much shit about that movie, and they were like, "Oh, this movie's gonna bomb. It's gonna be horrible." And I went into that movie expecting it to be pure and utter shit. I was so surprised.
I wasn't giving it much when I first saw it. I was kind of turned off because of the Venom that we got in Spider-Man.
There's no Spider-Man. It's like, how do you have Venom without
to have Spider-Man? He's his own.
I was shocked
guy.
how they. Well, he does. Well, okay. Being devil's advocate. Now, I did like the movie, but still, this does kind of bother me at the same time. Why does Venom look the way that he does with the spider on his chest? Because before he became that Venom that was attached to Eddie Brock, he was attached to Spider-Man. You can't skip a step. Like, he's got to be on Spider-Man first, and then he goes to Eddie Brock. Now, obviously, because of the scenario that they set up in the cinematic universe, if you're going to have a Venom movie set in today, like currently, right now, Tom Holland's Spider-Man's too young. He's not working for the Daily Bugle. So he can't be this rival that we're so used to seeing from the Spider-Man comic. Not only that, we already know that they don't give a crap about what happened in the freaking comics because of the whole Mary Jane situation. And we've had our discussions about this. MJ being Michelle Jones. Or is it Jones or Jackson? I can't remember. I think it's Jones. She's Michelle Jones, and they're calling her MJ. And she's not the traditional redheaded MJ, which bothers me a little bit. But they're trying to spin the story differently so it fits in the universe.
Well, going back to what you said about the spider on his chest for Venom.
Yes.
I kind of looked it up and I pulled something from sci-fi.com. It says, why does Venom have a spider symbol? It says the convention footage also revealed a white symbol on Venom's chest made from the symbiote's veins, which invokes the spider symbol from the comics without replicating it. Because our character does not originate with Spider-Man, it makes no sense to put a spider on his chest. Flesher explained. So
that's how you reason it away, but the whole
they don't have it in concept, and why he's not a part of Spider-Man.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. But the whole concept of Venom is that he is the literally anti-Spider-Man. That he's Eddie Brock, who's his rival at the Daily Bugle, who's always trying to best him and like get better photos and get a promotion. Like he's his rival, and he has this power that's similar, I guess, to Spider-Man. And they're enemies. That's the whole trope. So what they did was they just took that and said, nope, and they just went and did something completely different. Again, I liked the movie. I had to really rethink like my thoughts about the whole scenario once I saw the movie, and I enjoyed it, and this is where I'm at right now. I think you have to really take a step back and look at this as another dimension. I just watched the other day Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Mm-hmm. It was great. Loved it. But something that movie conveys, which has always been a part of the Spider-Man comics series, well, not always, but for a really long time, is the multi-dimensional Spider-Man. This is just one of those dimensions, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it doesn't have to be identical to what we saw in the comics. That's the only way I can really reason it and accept it. But that being said, we get this Venom, who, even though he hasn't been introduced to Spider-Man yet, I don't think that rules him out from not being part of the Spider-Man movies. I would love to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man interact with this goofy, like, buddy cop scenario between Tom Hardy and his Venom. I love that. Wouldn't you guys be excited to see that, Bulba?
Yeah.
Man of few words. I like it.
I mean, you like the movie, so I mean, have you thought about maybe a crossover at all, or seeing Venom come into the universe?
Well, yeah. I mean, Venom is in some aspects part of the Spider-Man's universe, so I mean,
he's the ultimate bad guy for Spider-Man. I would say
the ultimate bad guy, but he's up there. And he's not always a bad guy to him. They've
teamed up at times, yeah.
Team ups before.
But
I
it's more like, well, I need you and you need me, so let's make a quick truce, and I won't try and kill you right now. That's kind of how Venom's
either way. I mean,
always is.
Potato. I mean, it's the same thing. You're going to be a team. I don't know. I want to see it. Okay. That's all that matters.
So, Leo, definitely check out Venom. I think you'll be surprised how good it is. It was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. No,
I still want Carnage. Carnage is who I need. I've been waiting for Carnage since the very first introduction of Venom.
John Ralphio Saperstein, his little sister, is in the movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, from Parks and Rec.
From Parks and Recreation, yeah.
Yeah.
I always love seeing people from Parks and Rec. It's freaking fantastic. So, let's go ahead and move on because we've been talking about Spider-Man. But I mean, it's hard not to talk about Spider-Man this much. We all love it. and I'm just excited to see where they're going to go with Spider-Man in the MCU. So moving on, Leo, let's take up some Smash Bros. Discussion.
So, I guess the thing I wanted to start off with was asking you, Esk, about that issue you were having last week. You had talked about how you were throwing out smash attacks with your stick. Did you
I figured it out, bro. Okay. So the first thing I did was when so after we talked about that, we went into an arena and I went into my character selection and I saw that the name over my character was Esquivel. And I was like, well, that's weird. It shouldn't be Esquivel. It should just be Esk. Because I had created Esquivel. When I went into the thing to edit, I created an Esk, E-S-K.
Mm-hmm.
So I clicked it, and there was Esk underneath Esquivel. So all I can assume is that there's an Esquivel version because that's the name of my Nintendo ID, whatever the hell it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And it's automatically assigned to that when you go into online play for the first time. And if you're going to change it, you have to actually go in and change it. Well, I didn't know that because when I was on my local system and I was just doing Smash battles, I was trying to get all the heroes and everything, or the characters. I don't know, like they call them heroes in Overwatch. I'm so used to it. I was using my Esk, so I assumed it would carry over, and it didn't.
Right.
So I kicked myself in the ass a few times, a lot harder than you would think. And then I went and I switched it, and I was like, what the hell?
It helped that much, huh?
That much.
Well, I want to give Bulba his props because he called it. So, Bulba called that.
You totally called that shit. But the thing is, because I remember seeing or Esquivel or something. It's a derivative, right? So I remember seeing it briefly and thinking like, oh yeah, that's right. Not even thinking that it was different. So yeah, it's the same scenario of capital B, lowercase b. One is right, one is wrong. So there you go.
No, Bubba is right. Mike is wrong.
All right. Well, I'm glad you figured it out, and maybe it'll help the people who are listening. Dude,
it's changed my game. It's completely changed my game.
Cool.
I can't even tell you.
I'm assuming that other one you had probably had all of the things you had turned off, like tap jump and all that.
Right, it was just default. Yeah.
So, yeah, I would assume.
Well, to be honest, I left tap jump on, and I actually really like the tap jump, or the stick jump.
Yeah,
rather.
It's called it's tap jump. You were correct the first time.
Is it tap jump? Yeah.
But,
so jumping with the directional stick, I really actually.
So, one thing I'm going to say is, pros will differ. People will differ upon what to set their controller to do what, jump in which button, and all that stuff. The one thing that people generally agree on is to turn tap jump off, because there's advanced techniques as you get better in the game that help to not have tap jump turned on. So I would recommend turning tap jump off, because honestly, at first when I had started to play Smash 4 again, back towards the end of Smash 4 before Ultimate came out, I left my tap jump on also. And though it helped sometimes, it ended up being a detriment when I tried to do things like short hop and do all that stuff. So honestly, man, I would suggest turning it off. You do you. If you want to keep it on, that's fine. But
maybe for a little bit at least.
But honestly, I think give it a night. Like when we're gonna go into an arena and you're gonna be playing for a bit, just so you can kind of get a feel. Obviously, play with it off, just so you can kind of figure out what you're gonna do with that. But
okay, I'll consider it.
Yeah,
I will say before, because I know you have more to say. I have a problem with fast falling. And it actually makes fast falling much easier when I go up my up A attack, my up tilt. Is that what it is? Up tilt?
Yeah. When you're in the air, it's up air. When you're on the ground, it's up tilt.
Up air, thank you. So when I do my up air, using the directional stick in conjunction with my C helps a lot with coming down fast. And especially when you're Cloud, doing that quick, like up air, and felt like a quick short one with a short hop is like really necessary, especially when you're underneath a platform. And you could ask Bulba all about that because I've been giving it to him really hard.
Dang.
But I find the stick makes it really easy to do that quick one where I come down really, really fast. And I've been struggling for a long time with the fast fall, and it makes it a lot easier. So I don't know. You may be right. I'm using it as like a crutch right now, but I don't know. I'll give it a try, see if I can wean myself off.
I think that's a good way to put it, is you might be using it as a crutch, because I'm sure it helps to an extent, because I remember when I had it on, it helped to an extent. But when you try to do more advanced tech, it gets in the way, and that's honest and truthful. Like, I never do it to be a jerk. I do it because I actually want to help you get better with Cloud. So when we play Cloud Dittos, and I play, one of the things I'm able to do really well, I don't know if you notice, is catch you in the juggle up air combo. I do that pretty consistently when we're playing Cloud Dittos. And that's with my tap jump off. And so maybe that might be something that you would consider, that, I'm able to do it almost better than you are. And I have
what I learned the other day?
What's that?
I learned that his up air is actually one of the strongest in the game.
Oh, yeah.
And that there's only a few things that are down airs, down A, whatever.
Yeah.
That are stronger, that will break through. And that is anything in the Link family and anything in the Fire Emblem family.
Oh.
So that's probably why I never do it, is because you're Toon Link main. And I'm just so familiar with the fact that if I do this, I'm going to get sorted in the face. So it's like, it's just a fear that's ingrained in me. And I'm trying to get over it. And like I discovered the other day, like Bulba was playing Sonic, and he was coming down with his homing attack and with, coming to his ball. And at every time I was just popping it back up. And, I was like sitting there laughing my ass off as I was juggling. Like, this is amazing! Oh my god! Like, I didn't think I could do this. Like, just getting over my fear, and then playing you. I think I only played you once yesterday, right? I think I played you one time because we were in that group with Gravy and Bulba and me and you. I only played you once, and in that time, you were Sonic, and I could. You're just so fast, especially on that map. That stupid, was it Town and Country or Town and City? Freaking hate that map. Like, as Cloud, I need platforms. If I don't have platforms, I'm screwed. Especially with somebody like Sonic. Because it's free range on me. So, yeah, the scenario was just really ideal for someone playing against me as Cloud, and you messed me up pretty hard. So I didn't get to display any of my new knowledge.
Well, the one thing I'll say in regards to what you just said about playing on a platform stage, and of course there are stages that you get advantage on with plats and with just Final Destination style, but I think Cloud would probably benefit from having the open space of like a Final Destination style. And even against Sonic, if you're standing still, your tilt is powerful, and it has a pretty wide attack. So if Bulba's coming in with Sonic and he's using a spin dash or a spin charge, if you time it right, your tilt attack is going to stop him. And if
the main issue is that Sonic is really good with edge guarding, and my recovery is shit. That's what it comes down to.
Well, don't go on the edge.
If Sonic is a good edge guard, it's really hard to not, once you get thrown out, getting back is like really, really difficult. And you don't have any. And once you get to the center, if you manage to get to the center, there's no platforms, nothing you can hop around and get cover and try and like regain the center of the platform. Not platform. Of the map.
Your cover is your nair. That's literally your cover. It literally covers 90% of your body.
That's true, but
So that is your cover.
It's also timing. It's also timing, and your timing is really good with Sonic, which is something you have to accommodate for. But every video I've watched, I've been watching a lot of videos, like you requested of me to do. I've been watching a ton of videos on how to use Cloud efficiently, and they all say, like, look, when it comes down to it, you're way better off playing with platforms. Yeah. If you're playing on Final Destination, unless you're like really on top of your shit, your recovery's so bad that if you're playing with somebody who's really good at edge guarding, you're probably going to lose. But I mean,
with that being said, that is most likely true, but at the same time, it's all about working through it, especially like if you're talking a tournament set and, the person gets the choice to pick a stage, they can easily go to...
Yeah, I know. But at the same time, it's really easy to not pick Final Destination. Like, it's really... Believe it or not, like, there's a lot of different options. And I'd rather have some platforms than platforms.
Well, yeah.
And luckily, Town and City, there is a moment once because the platforms move where they are centered. But it's only for a short time, and then once there's a big portion of the game when there's no platforms and you're just playing on essentially a Final Destination. So I'd rather play that and have the sometimes platforms than never any platforms on Final Destination. It's easier to pick one of those maps. That, and there's, what's the other one? Pokemon League.
Pokemon Stadium 2.
Pokemon Stadium 2. There's another one. They have the two platforms on both sides. So there's a bunch of maps that
it's Kalos.
That's the Pokemon Stadium, yeah. There's a bunch of them that you could pick over Final Destination that it's better than frickin' nothing, So when it comes to like a tournament, I should be okay. But, when we're playing like this, oh, God, anything without platforms, I'm just going to get wrecked.
Good to know.
All right, well, How was your week with Smash? We'll go with Boba since Esk has been talking a lot. I'm just teasing.
Please, thank you.
How was your week with Smash, Boba?
Fantabulous. I'll tell you that right now. I think Sonic is going to be my main now.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, what you guys had said last week about you think he's better fit for my playstyle.
I said that.
Was that you?
He did say that.
It was 100% me.
Well, y'all were right. Sonic feels a lot cleaner. I'm definitely not giving up on Mewtwo, but
oh yeah, and you should.
Sonic is my main. I'm gonna say that right meow.
Right meow.
Right meow.
Well, yeah, and I think it is worth noting that when you're starting off in Smash, trying to become somewhat competitive, is what I will call myself. When you're starting off, it's better to kind of invest that time into your main, because then you're able to learn all the nuances that you need to with that particular character. But, dabbling in another character, trying to get your secondary and all that is not going to hurt as well. Especially, like, when you're learning how to play against another character, like, I bet you know what Sonics are going to do pretty well. Like, when we do Sonic Dittos, you kind of got
yeah. Me and you were pretty much neck and neck. It was last second decision on who won.
Yeah. Literally, I think the only thing that I had an edge with is...
I still think you could have beat him.
I spot dodged. That literally, without that spot dodge, you would have, you could have just easily got me with that smash. So I think that you focusing on Sonic is going to do you well. So I think that was a good choice. And Esk, I deign to ask you another question, sir. How was your week with Smash?
It was good. I got to play a lot with Bulba. We played a couple hours the other day. It just was really productive. I feel like the two of us, it would go back and forth, honestly. And I've said this before. It's like 50 me and Bulba. Like, it could go either way. And I feel really comfortable with that, knowing that like it could swing either way. And except when Bulba's like super tired because he's been playing all day and he's like wrecked. That's pretty much what happened last night. He playing for so long, I could tell. Like,
I was playing for like 9 or 10 hours yesterday.
Yeah, you had played a long time.
He was dragging through the last few matches, and I was just like wrecking him. And I was like,
how was your little ragdoll?
It was horrible. I felt horrible about it. I was like, this isn't even earned. I feel like I'm getting like the freaking sloppy seconds from earlier. Like,
Leo, imagine how. Remember when we were fighting that? You had your open. Maybe it was my open arena. One of us had an open arena, and this guy came in with his Mii fighter. It looked like a ninja.
Yes, I do remember that. Yeah.
You know how I was wrecking him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's how he was wrecking me.
Oh. Yeah, there's definitely a limit you got to put on yourself when you play.
I could tell he was. I asked him. I was like, yeah, I've been playing all day. So yeah, I knew just based on how he was playing, but for the most part, when he's rested, it could go either way. And I could tell you that just the play that me and him were going through is just like really productive. It was really good training. I feel like we were both getting really good practice in on our combos, and you know, it was good. It was really good, and I like learning that way instead of, you know, getting friggin' destroyed by you, because I feel like, and I feel like this is worth mentioning, okay? Because you're really good with zoning with Link, right?
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think I'm good enough right now to be able to multitask chasing after your ass and dodging all your projectiles. It's just too much for me to handle right now. So imagine me trying to get practice in and do my combos and the things that I've been like learning that I have to do, right? So I'm trying to implement them in a game. And not only do I have to worry about chasing after you because you're trying to zoom me out and stay at a distance, but I have to dodge your arrows, your bombs, and your boomerangs, which can come from any angle at any time at any freaking speed, all right? There's no way.
The funniest thing you said, I don't remember it. I think it might have been right before we went to Smash Boba and T that one time. I'm almost confident you told Gravy, you're like, yeah, his freaking boomerang predicts the future, didn't you know? That shit was hella funny.
Dude, I swear to God, you so consistently throw the boomerang. Like, you go at an angle or you can go straight, right?
Uh-huh.
And you don't know where I'm going to go, but you throw it, and it's like, that's where I'm jumping. How the frick did you know I was going to go there? Like, it freaking predicts the future, man. So yeah, I mean,
I laugh
it's
every
dealing
time.
with all that.
Every time it comes back.
Oh, dude, yeah, man. I was like, he's probably really amused by himself after that crap. Like, yeah, I say that in my head every time.
Real quick.
That laugh, that Ralph laugh.
Ha
That's what I hear, man. That's what I hear. Yeah, it's freaking ridiculous.
Really quick.
Anyways,
one of my favorite combos that is just an incidental, I think it's due to DI or whatever it is, when the boomerang comes straight back and I'm like at a good distance, so it hits you back into me, and then I do an up tilt and then an up air combo. That's like a 25% or 30% combo just from that alone, and it's the most funniest because most of the time
I dodged your boomerang and it went behind me, and I've forgot completely about it, because most of the time I can remember, and that's the thing, like having to remember that's there, like completely throws off everything that I'm trying to do. But I forget it, right? So then I go in to do my combos. The stupid thing catches me right as I'm doing the combo, and I get hit out of it, and I'm like completely open and vulnerable. And you're like, oh, okay. Swipe up, gone. Freaking like, ooh, little star.
I love that. Anyway.
Yeah, I hate that crap.
Well, yeah,
anyways, basically to sum that up, I can't multitask, and I'm garbage. So I can't learn anything when I'm playing you. Well, but I can learn. I can learn when I'm playing.
How much we suck.
Time to talk about how much we suck. So I can learn with Bulba over here, because I feel like We're at the same skill level. That's my point.
You just said you were trash, so now you're calling me trash? Jeez.
No,
he lumps you in the trash.
No, because you could contest with him better than I can contest with him.
So I'm not as much trash, just partial trash.
Yes, you're partial trash. I'm full trash. I'm the full shebang. I'm completely trash.
She bang.
She bangs.
Oh baby, yeah, she moves.
She moves. I go crazy. Okay, yeah, let's move on.
So really quick, just to put my 2 cents in there. I also 3-stocked you with Sonic when we played the other day. So, and that was with obviously no projectiles. So let me say this.
That was on Town and City. Like I said, like
after
No, I didn't have any lag.
Was the sun in your eye? Did you have blisters on your fingers?
So good. Look, man, you have this move that you do with Sonic. I could have maybe 60 damage, and you throw me off, and I'm like trying to get my ass back to the ledge, and you jump. It's just you jump off, and you do that like spin thing.
Yeah, that's my forward.
And I go flying, and I'm dead. It's an insta-death. You did that to me 3 times. 3 times you ledge guarded, and that's how you killed me.
That's great.
And you 3-stocked my ass. So, I mean...
Here's my point, though.
I don't know what to tell you.
So here's my point. I have played some great players in this game of varying levels with varying characters.
Talk about how much we suck.
And I have only gotten better because of it. And again, this could just be my way of play, and there could be 2 different ways to grow, and that's absolutely fine because there's obviously not just one set way to get better at this game. Some people will consistently lab things out and go in training and figure out percent combos, and then there's some people who just play online and get better from that like myself. So obviously there's not just one way. However, from experience, at least for me, playing someone who is better than me over and over, had to be maybe like 15 matches, and literally like winning 1 out of that 15 because I learned that they were doing something in particular, which actually...
How many matches have I ever beat you in like the last 100 matches?
1, maybe?
0. 0 matches.
I beat him. Ooh, me. I've done it.
You are undefeated out of 100 matches. I promise you.
Well, either way, my point is
there's no learning happening there.
Actually, I think I beat you with Sonic.
I think you did too, Boba. Either way, my point is saying, and again, there could be 2 different ways of doing this. My point is getting beat. You need to learn what you're doing that I'm punishing you for. If obviously you come in, you try to do cross slash, and I was just a little bit out of the way, and then because of that I'm able to have time to pull out my bomb, take a short hop and throw the bomb at you, and then you're popped up in the air and I come flying in with the up air because of that hitbox, and then it kind of just moves you up at an angle,
hitbox.
And then I'm able to just juggle you with the up air because of that, and you miss with the cross slash. I'm then conditioning you to not do the cross slash again. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it again. What I've done there is to make you second guess the cross slash. That's the mind aspect of this game. Obviously, like you said, with particular matchups, it's going to be different, like Cloud and Toon Link. However, paying attention to what you're getting punished for usually helps. Because I was able to see that straight camping playstyle where I'm against the spacies like Fox, Falco, and Wolf. If I'm just camping and I'm just throwing out projectiles, they're going to have the reflector. They're going to eventually be like, okay, right now he's just throwing the boomerang down at the floor to scare me to try to throw at my reflector. Or, okay, he's obviously going to do the arrow next. Like, it's learning the mental aspect, and that's the reason that I keep playing you and not letting off the throttle, is because getting throttled and
And teabagging.
actually paying it to anti-begging and actually paying attention to what I'm doing to you, regardless if you know what the moves are called or not. You know that you're getting hit in the air. You know that I'm grabbing you because you're literally just falling straight down and you have like a lag when you land. Like any of this thing, like this is my opinion. Again, it's not law, obviously. I think that playing someone who's better than you will help you to learn that a little bit better than playing someone who may be at your skill level who also is still trying to get rid of bad habits. So, for example, something that you're able to pull off on Bulba because Bulba doesn't know, okay, I need a spot dodge here, but you're not able to pull off on me, bodes better for you if you play me because I'm going to spot dodge it. I'm going to be the person that's able to shield or dodge or whatever, the something that you're only going to get away with playing someone who isn't as experienced. And that is my point.
Pause. So I'm not illegitimizing anything that you're saying. In fact, I think that everything that you're saying is like really applicable. And I think it's legitimate advice.
Right.
However, I'm going to tell you that before I can take that advice, I have to know the combos and be able to perform them because by muscle memory, because I'm familiar with them. I can't get the muscle memory if I'm trying so hard to get to you because you zone me out as Toon Link.
Well, if you want the muscle memory, then go to the lab because it's not going to move. It's going to let you do everything you got to do.
Well, that's the thing. I've tried to do it with.
You can make a move and run and jump and dodge and everything.
I've tried to do it with PCs. I've tried, and it's not the same as learning with a real person. Which is why I get no, dude. No.
Dude, that's what helped me. But that's what I'm trying to say is if you're trying to not use the lab as a resource, which I don't. I probably should, but I don't. I've gotten to a point where I feel like it's not as fun for me doing things over and over. It's almost like when you're playing basketball and you have to go through all the drills. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's that thing where I'm at a certain point where I don't feel like I need to. I probably should again, but either way, if you're not going to use the lab as a resource, then yeah, playing against randoms in arenas, which you guys have been doing. I'm proud of you guys for that, and also promoting the Discord. But playing in arenas is great because you're not worrying about GSP and trying to get better to try to get into Elite and all that. But also sometimes that grind to get to Elite is actually rewarding and fun because it kind of gives you a set goal. Like, okay, even if you're not going like, all right, my overall goal is to go to Elite, but I'm at 1 million GSP. All right, today I'm going to make sure I get to 1.5 GSP, 1.5 million GSP. You know what I mean? Like having that little goal helps. But this is going on a long time. We're going to go on extra long if I keep going. The bottom line is, I can tell you that from experience and from other people's experience and even what Bulba said, and Bulba, again, like you said, is at your skill level. Playing someone who's better, who isn't going to get punished by a combo that may not be a true combo, it will help in the long run.
Okay, look.
So that's what I was going to say.
Everything that you're saying, I understand.
That was what I was going to say.
But there are two factors. There are two really key factors here. One, I needed to just have a few games, a few really good games where I could like be competitive at my level and practice my combos to get the muscle memory down and know what I have to. I've since accomplished that. Just playing this week alone with Bulba, I was able to do that. I got all my combos down. I know what I have to do. Now that that's true, that and the second factor, which is fixing my effing tilt stick, I can promise you that next time we have a gathering of the bros, you'll have things to say about my play. I promise you'll have better things to say.
All right.
Because if we play this week, I might not start out great, but I promise you every game I play, I'm going better and better.
Oh, I believe it. And you guys have shown massive
significantly.
Yeah, you guys both have shown massive improvement, and it's awesome.
If I can't take 2 stocks from you multiple times this week, I'll throw the game away. I swear, I'll throw it away. Done.
Don't do that, because you'll make it my mission, and then I'll go out of my way, and then you'll throw it away. No, I'm proud of you guys. It's good to see the improvement, because eventually you hit a plateau, and then you kind of feel like you're getting stagnant in the game, and then you don't get as big milestones anymore as, oh, I learned how to do this. I learned how to short hop. I learned how to do short hop nair and fair and whatever. Like, you don't get those anymore, and so you're basically kind of going out of the victory. So it's good to kind of live vicariously through you guys too. This is always good. The other thing I wanted to talk about briefly, because again we're running a little bit long this week, is Duel Links. I picked up Duel Links again, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, because I was scrolling through Twitter at like 11:45 at night. I was ready to go to sleep. I was about to put my phone down, and I just so happened to see the Duel Links meta Twitter that I'm still following post that there was a new box. And out of the corner of my eyes, I saw the new box, which is called Guardians of Rock. It's a mini box. I saw that they had Berserkion, the Electromagnet Warrior. So I was juiced, and I clicked on the box.
I hate that card.
And within that box, there's also Magician's Navigation for Dark Magician. They added the Eye of Timaeus. They added the different like dragons and stuff, Fang of Critias, all that stuff like is in there. And then also they added Alpha, the Electromagnet Warrior, and Gamma, the Electromagnet Warrior.
Oh, so you got cards for all your decks.
But there's only one beta, the Electromagnet Warrior, in the entirety of Duel Links that you can get. Because I think if you add another beta, it might make the deck OP. I'm not even going to lie. Because literally, I have not played this game. I had not played Duel Links since playing Daniel from Smashing Theory, just because he had mentioned he plays and I wanted to play him and see where my Silent Swordsman deck was at. And that was like 3-4 months ago that I had played him, and I didn't really play that much after that. Since that point, I got my Electromagnet Warriors deck, as it is now, into Legend 1, and I believe there's Legend 1, 2, and 3, and then after Legend 3, you go to King of Games, and that's like the top of the best of the decks that are competing against each other. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, because, like Esk said, in real-life Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game, I have a Silent Swordsman deck that is now mixed with Masked Heroes. I have a Dark Magician deck, which is running the Eye of Timaeus because of the other card that I'm hoping they eventually add, which is Dark Magician.
Eye of Timaeus.
Dark Magician, the Dragon Knight, because they have Amulet Dragon now, but I want that other card. I have a couple of meta decks lying around somewhere, and one of my secret dirty pleasures is the Electromagnet Warriors, because of
Delta.
Oof. Yeah, Delta is great. I love having Delta. But yeah, so I just wanted to throw that in there. And let's keep our anime talk short again this week. Guys, we promise that we're going to have a long anime episode. Like, we'll keep every other topic short, and we'll really dive into some anime for all of our anime watchers who are listeners.
Let's consider doing that next week, depending on the news cycle.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot to talk about. We'll do a gigantic, ginormic anime episode. And like we could literally talk about this crap for hours, so that's fine. All right, so some anime.
We'll leave them on some recs and a brief talk of what you like watch this week.
Anything you want to talk about?
Dragonaut, the Resonance. It's pretty good.
What? Say it. What is it?
It's called Dragonaut, the Resonance.
Dragonaut?
Yeah.
The Resonance.
So basically,
okay.
They're extraterrestrial life forms, and I guess they destroyed Pluto or something, and they called the big mama, I guess, the Thanatos. I believe that's the name of the mother dragon. But either way, they start creating Earthborn dragons, and in order to get this dragon, you have to pretty much put your arm in the egg, per se, and then it takes your DNA or whatever and creates a dragon for you. You become its master and all that, and it's actually really, really cool. I would recommend watching it.
So basically, Avatar.
No,
not the last Airbender. Like
no,
the
not
movie.
not that, because you don't become the dragon. You get the dragon as a companion.
He doesn't become the dragon. He gives that flying bird.
No, but he becomes the. You're talking about Avatar, right? He becomes the
Avatar.
The
We're
Avatar.
not talking about the Avatar. We're talking about
You just said we were talking about the Avatar.
No, but no. Don't you remember he gets that like bird that flies him around and like you're blind to it? And...
Dude, it's been so long since I've seen Avatar.
It's been a minute. We should probably watch Avatar. It's a pretty good movie. It's been a while.
Anyway,
and there's another one coming out eventually too. So, anyways, yeah.
That's what I've been watching. That's about it.
What about you, Leo?
Well, in my quest to understand why Bulba didn't enjoy Steins Gate as much as I anticipated he would, I started.
I'm not gonna lie, I cried a little bit over that.
I started kind of rewatching it a little bit, and Bulba, I just from kind of getting the cues, the mental cues, and remembering, because I've seen it twice already. I'm thinking that you didn't remember the ending correctly when you were recounting it to us.
Oh yeah?
Because I don't believe that they all remembered the world lines, because there's a whole plot point that the main character, I won't say his name, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but he has a particular ability that allows for him to remember the world lines.
Right.
And at the very end, that isn't passed on. That's literally just...
Hold on. What, did you finish the whole thing again?
No, I'm not there, but this is just out of sheer memory of what, again, I've watched it twice, and I've told people about it, so I've recounted it a couple of times.
Okay, no, what I was saying was they remember it. Okay, so when they sent the D-mail and they changed the timeline, but when he has to send the D-mail back to unchange, or I guess change it back.
Right.
The people remember how it was before.
Yeah, but not after they fixed. Okay, yeah,
so there's no reason for them to remember what happened after it was changed. They're trying to get it back to how it was originally, and when they remember how it was originally, that's what I'm talking about.
No, okay, think about it this way. So you make the change, so you remember the change. Well, if somebody goes back, yeah. So, but if somebody goes back even before you made the change and erases your change, you're not going to remember you making the change that never happened.
That doesn't matter. What matters is that they're remembering how the timeline was.
It's Back to the Future rule. I go back and I change something and it affects the future.
Right.
So that's pretty much what happened. They went even further. So they went back in time and made a change. So then to reverse that change, they go back even further to prevent the original change from ever being made. So it completely cancels everything out, and you don't remember.
Go back further. They go back to what was changed. They change it back. They don't go back further. They do exactly what was changed.
So they basically prevented what was changed in the first place.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's changed. Then you're still in the changed timeline. So they go back to what was changed, unchange it, and it's back to its original time.
It's getting convoluted.
It's getting more convoluted, but either way, I will give another update on that next week, and if we'll have maybe a little bit longer talk, because I'm on episode 3 right now of rewatching. I'm gonna go through it. Also, I'm still watching Iron Blooded Orphans, the Gundam, and my rec this week, as I look at my long list. Let's see here. Guys, again, watch Death Note. It's good, and I just saw one of the people in our Discord say that they don't intend on rewatching it. That's fine. Honestly, my opinions are not law. They're opinions for a reason. So I just have had a good experience watching that anime, because I tend to like psychological animes. So if it's something that has to do like the way that Steins Gate is or Death Note is, I guess you have to be in the right state of mind to watch it. So it may not be for everyone. That's cool. Inuyasha. It's a long one. It's a long one to put through. It's one of the long ones that I've watched. And at first, I'm not going to lie, I was watching it because I saw that it was one of the good animes, and I was like, okay, that's cool. But I knew that I needed to get it under my belt, so I kind of pushed through, and oh gosh, I'm not even going to lie, it may be like 20 episodes or so before I got like kind of, okay, I can see why, and then it's almost like they had to work out the kinks of the beginning of the anime first. Also, probably one of the worst intro songs I've ever heard in an
God,
anime.
I so agree with that statement.
I hate it
my
so
God,
much.
yes.
It is the most annoying, terrible intros. However, if you skip intros like I do, it ends up working out. So yeah, Inuyasha.
Yeah, but it's one of those that
honestly,
like you always get the.
And what was it, middle school or
when it was on like
maybe?
Toonami and stuff.
I remember staying up till midnight just to watch Inuyasha.
Yeah,
every night.
I'm not a big fan. I couldn't
every night. I don't remember
Like,
anything about it, but I remember when I was younger, I would stay up every night and watch it.
Watching Inuyasha?
Yeah. I mean, I remember a couple of like just turning on like Toonami or like whatever it is on Adult Swim or whatever. And I remember seeing a couple of things before I had started diving into anime. I remember specifically Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I remember seeing
that one at all.
I remember seeing
I don't remember at all.
I remember seeing Alphonse's thing. And then I remember Inuyasha. That it's just he's very the anime style, the style of how he looks. You just remember that one. But anyway, yeah,
I remember.
That's
for me was Inuyasha and Dot Hack. I believe was the other one.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one too. Yeah,
for me it was Rurouni Kenshin and
that's
Yu Yu
a great
Hakusho.
one. Dude, those are great. Yeah, watch.
I don't
those
think I ever
no,
really
no,
watched whatever that first one was.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Rurouni Kenshin?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
dude,
don't think I ever
you
watched
need
that
to
one.
watch Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh, dude, yeah, that one's really
it's
good.
hella good.
Yeah, I love that one. Classic.
It's pretty great.
It's a classic. For
and then
sure.
I think they made a movie because it finished off kind of weird. And then, oh yeah, I feel good now. So I guess it's my turn. Just my little take on Inuyasha. The freaking song makes me gag, and I always try and like catch the intro right before it starts, but I always get a little bit, and I'm like, like right before I get into the show. It's the worst. But I watched maybe like 20 episodes, and I just, you know what I think it is? It's just when you have an annoying female character, I have a really hard time getting into it. Like,
I get it.
The same thing. What's that freaking show that you were just talking about? Samurai Champloo?
Yeah.
That bitch is so annoying.
Very, very. They're unfortunately written that way, and so.
And then
I can
right
tell
now,
you, and this is just the anime trope, I guess, because the further you get into the anime, the more endearing they become, the more attached to the characters that you become, and so it just you get over it, man. Honestly,
the damage is done.
Honestly, you'll get over it if you push past it, and that's a Leo guarantee.
So. Something I've recently started watching that I don't really know yet is Full Metal Panic.
I've heard of it.
It's another one of those annoying bitch ones, man. And,
Oof.
I'm having a really hard time getting hooked into it. This girl is so annoying, and she's written that way. Like when you see her. Like, they make it out like, oh, she's beautiful and she's going to be amazing. And then you, like, hear words come out of her mouth and they're like, oh, you know, like, oh, I didn't expect that. And she's just, like, really whiny, bitchy. And it just is really hard to get past that. But there is an overall mystery to the show that's kind of keeping me watching because, like, I got to figure out what the hell's going on here. So I'm watching. I don't know if I can recommend yet, but I'm definitely watching it. I don't know if I talked about it on the show, but Mix, M-I-X, it's a baseball themed anime, and I started watching it just on a whim because I was on Funimation's Twitter trying to figure out when the F they're going to come out with more One Piece episodes dubbed. And I seen this little video of them recording the dub of Mix in the studio, and I was just like enamored by it. And he did really good, and it was like I was like, oh yeah, this dubbing is fantastic for the show. So I gave it a shot, and surprisingly, it's a freaking baseball anime, and it's actually hella good. It's like I really enjoy it. Like it's only 11 episodes in. And it's every week a new episode comes out. I want to say it's either Wednesday or Thursday. I think a new episode comes out. I think it's on episode 11 right now. I don't know if it's something that you guys would want to visit right now because I know you guys like to watch a bunch of episodes at once. So whether or not you come back to it later or watch it now, I think visit at one point.
For sure.
Yeah. So, anything else on anime, guys?
I think we're good, bro. Let's close it out.
All right, guys. That's it for today and the Gathering of Bros. But don't worry, you can catch us on Twitter at Gathering of Bros. Like I said in our last episode, I'm trying to be more active on that. So, yeah, make sure to add us. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask us those questions there on Twitter. You can also find the link to our Discord server where you can chat with us and play games. Just overall have an awesome time. There on our Twitter and our bio. You can find it in the bio of wherever you're listening to us. That's Play, Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. You will find the Discord link there. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to hit us up at our email, gatheringofbros@gmail.com. Again, that's gatheringofbros@gmail.com. We really would appreciate any and all feedback. If you have something to say about one of the things we've talked about, feel free to write us a freaking essay. Read it, and we will discuss it and give you a shout-out on the show. Like I said earlier, we're now on Google Play, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and we have a YouTube channel. All the different ways you can check out our awesome content. Again, thank you for joining us today on The Gathering of Bros. It has been so much fun. From me and all the bros, peace out and stay gold, brothers.
Peace out.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.